Okay, now I will start taking roll call, okay? Rene Amaya Nevares. Rene Amaya Nevares.
Present. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sorry.
Lidia Martinez. Lidia Martinez.
She is present. She's in the courtroom.
Thank you, Miss Ellie. Esther Olvera.
Present.
Thank you. Pedro Orrantia. Pedro Orrantia. Pedro Orrantia.
see him on there.
He's on here. Mr. Orrantia.
It's up to you. It's up to you if you want to be.
I think he may be having some audio issues, Your Honor.
Okay.
Do you want me to proceed with the next one?
Yes, please.
Ricardo Sandoval.
Present, Your Honor.
Where are you? I'm sorry. Ricardo.
I'm sorry to interrupt, Your Honor. Please, I need all cameras on, please.
Yeah.
All videos must be on. Linda Talavera.
Did you all hear her? She's present in the courtroom.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Juan Manuel Sotelo.
Present.
Christian Hall. Christian Hall.
Okay, he's there. Did you hear him? No, we can't hear
We
him.
can't hear you, sir.
Gone out.
Thank you.
Okay, good.
Alejandro Ortega Cardiel. Alejandro Ortega Cardiel. Alejandro Ortega Cardiel. No response, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Gerardo Renteria.
Present, Your Honor.
Thank you. Oscar Rene Sandoval, there was an entry of appearance, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you.
Thornston Farrell.
Present, Your Honor.
Okay, Your Honor.
Okay.
We are ready to start.
Thank you so much, Rosa.
Thank you.
Well, like I said, good morning. This is the Town of Anthony Municipal Court. Court is now in session. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Mr. Palomares, this is state ready.
State is ready, Your Honor.
Thank you. Okay, let's go ahead and proceed with our first defendant. Juan. Somebody is not muted.
I believe it's Theodore.
Okay, we're good. All right, thank you. Now, let's go ahead and get started with Juan Sotelo. Juan Sotelo. Is there a Juan Sotelo? No.
He's present, Your Honor, and just
Where is he? In person?
Zoom.
I
No,
don't.
yes, he's in person. I don't know if they can hear it in the courtroom. Juan Sotelo.
Present.
Okay,
Sorry, but
there's no video.
can you see him?
No,
He's in the courtroom, Your Honor.
I don't see him in the courtroom.
Let
Do
me-
you see him?
Yes, Your Honor, it's the one with
Okay,
the
I see him.
face
Okay,
mask.
I see it now. Okay, thank you. Okay, is the state ready?
State is ready, Your Honor.
Okay, let's proceed.
Okay, is this a Spanish speaker or English?
Spanish.
Okay, okay, caballero. Al señor Sotelo, el proceso es que le voy a preguntar a lo oficial, en este caso el chief, a ver si se acuerda de la infracción y si sí, pues yo ya le puedo explicar después de eso. Quiero saber si él se recuerda de la infracción. Chief, do you mind looking at ticket number 122030 for Juan Manuel Sotelo? Let us know your recollection.
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay. Caballero, el chief sí se acuerda de la infracción. Este caso es de un caso donde estaba usted manejando en el carril equivocado y en una zona de construcción con trabajadores presentes, caballero. Lo que podemos hacer es que darle un probation de 90 días. Sí, no, pero este zona de construcción, déjeme ver con trabajadores.
Es que estaba la calle cerrada y no había modo de salirme ni nada. Por eso no pude verlo ni nada. Ok. No había ni trabajadores ni nada. Estaba lo más la calle cerrada.
Espérenme un segundito, pues. Chief, were there any workers present? Because my notes show that there's an indication that there were workers present.
Yes, sir, there was workers present.
Ok. Caballero, sí dice el capitán, el chief, que sí había trabajadores presentes.
Ajá. Yo no lo vi, como le digo, estaba en la construcción, sí, pero no estaban trabajando allí.
Ok, como es una zona de construcción, caballero, no, tiene usted una de dos opciones. Podemos ir a juicio y pelea usted la infracción. Usted tiene su derecho bajo la Constitución de tener su día en corte. O le puedo ofrecer una oferta aquí. Como es en zona de construcción con trabajadores presentes, podemos... Judge, can we do a 90-day deferred on this?
Not if workers were present.
Not if workers were present? Okay. Sí, that's what I thought, Judge. Caballero, como había trabajadores presentes de construcción, no podemos ofrecerle una oferta de probation. Solamente es de que es de la multa. Podemos pedirle, si se acepta declararse culpable, puedo indicarle a la juez que le rebaje la multa. Es lo único que puedo pedir a la juez porque es una zona de construcción con trabajadores presentes y usted ya escuchó al chief y él indicó que sí había trabajadores presentes. Ya si usted no los vio, eso realmente pues no va al caso. Lo que va al caso es que sí había trabajadores presentes.
Como le digo, por donde yo pasé, no estaban ahí presentes. No había trabajadores presentes. Estaban en el otro lado arriba.
Tiene dos opciones, señor Sotelo. Puede aceptar la oferta de declararse, cambiar su declaración de no culpable a no contenderé o culpable, y yo le puedo pedir a la juez que le rebaje la multa. Si usted, la otra opción que tiene es que podemos ir a juicio y usted tiene todo derecho bajo la Constitución de tener su juicio. Si vamos a juicio y si la juez llega a encontrar que sí llegamos a establecer nuestro caso como requiere la ley, voy a pedir la multa más alta. ¿Cuál opción quiere de las dos?
¿Y cuánto sería ahorita el ticket?
Sally?
Give me a second, Mr. Palomares.
It's $19.80 right now.
I'm sorry, Judge, I cannot hear you.
It's
Okay.
$319.80,
I'm
Mr. Chair.
sorry, I couldn't hear that either because
It's $319.80.
ahorita es 319 con 80 centavos, caballero. Eso
Ajá.
es la multa y lo que le puedo ir a pedir a la juez que se la rebaje si cambia su declaración.
Ajá.
Si vamos a juicio, puede ocurrir una de dos cosas. Si gana el caso, pues no hay ninguna multa. ¿Ya?
Sí.
Si pierde el caso, voy a pedir que le den la multa de los 300, la cantidad que le indicaron. La
Ajá.
otra opción, como le digo, es que si cambia su declaración, puedo pedir a la juez que le rebaje la multa. Y ya va a ser a la discreción de la juez a qué cantidad le rebaja la multa.
Sí. Ok. Está bien. Deje a ver cuánto lo baja.
Ok, eso va a cambiar su declaración. La tiene que cambiar primero de no culpable, que es su declaración original, a no contenderé o no o culpable. ¿Cuál de las dos?
Pues es que tengo que saber primero, porque no sé cuánto le voy a bajar. Si me conviene a mí que le va a bajar o no le va a bajar, que si le baja poquito.
Déjeme preguntarle a la juez que si cambia su declaración, ¿a qué tan dispuesta está ella a qué rebajo? Judge, if making the assumption that Mr. Sotelo changes his plea to no contest or guilty, and the state recommends a reduced fine, Mr. Sotelo wants to have an idea as to what the court would reduce it down to. Is the court at liberty to share that with us?
Yeah, I would reduce it by half. It'd be about $184.
La juez indicó que se lo va a reducir por 50%.
Ajá.
Que serían 100,
184.
184.
¿Qué quiere decir? Cada vez que tenemos a personas esperando, cabrón, y que tenemos que pues, saber su decisión. ¿Quiere ir a juicio o quiere aceptar la oferta y le rebajan la multa?
Ok. ¿Y cuándo tenía que pagar el tiquete?
¿Cuándo tendría que pagar la cantidad?
Sí.
Judge, how many days will he
Well,
get?
he can make arrangements for that, but we need to know, do we proceed or do we not proceed? Because we got to get going.
La juez dice que eso tenía que hacer arreglos con la ventanilla.
Sí.
Ok.
Ella quiere la juez que si sí o no, porque tenemos gente esperando, caballero.
Ok.
¿Qué quiere hacer?
Lo acepto.
Ok.
Okay.
Ok,
De
Judge.
la ventanilla. Pase la ventanilla y haga los arreglos, ¿ok? So, the plea is what?
Well, just you let him go and
Yeah. But no contest?
the state is not opposed to no contest.
All
And
right,
Judge,
let's go ahead and proceed. Is
Judge,
that it from the chief?
I believe that's everything for the chief judge. May he be excused?
Yes, he may. Thank you, chief. Okay, let's
I'm
go.
sorry to interrupt, Your Honor. I have Detective Rodriguez here with us.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Judge, may we proceed with the next person? It's
Yes.
Thorsten Farrell. Mr. Farrell, if you're on the line, can you please unmute yourself and let us know you're present?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Farrell, the officer is present. We're going to have him, I'm going to ask him to review the citation, let us know if you have recollection, okay?
Okay.
Detective Rodriguez, if you can be kind enough to look at ticket number 1425. We can look at ticket number 122553 for Thorsten Farrell. Let us know if you have recollection.
Hey, where's the detective? Yes, okay, thank you.
Judge, I believe this
There's an echo.
Your Honor, Honor, he's gonna be on the screen just because of the echo.
Thank you.
Mr. Baldwin, there's not going to be any recollection, sir.
No recollection, Detective? Okay.
That is correct.
Thank you, appreciate that, Detective, for your honesty. Judge, no independent recollection for Mr. Thornton Farrell. Move to dismiss.
Thank you, Detective, for your honesty. Mr. Farrell,
Yes, ma'am.
your case is going to get dismissed, and all I ask is you pick up proof sometime next week, okay?
Okay, so do I just go to the
You can
municipal?
email us, and they can email it to you.
Oh, okay, all right, sounds good. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. You have a good day. Stay safe.
Thank you, you too, all of you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Judge, I believe that's everything for Detective Rodriguez. May he be excused.
Yes, you may. Thank you.
Thank you.
Judge, may we proceed with,
Yes.
I think the next ones are for, we're gonna do it, our Officer Ochoa, our code enforcement.
Yes.
Okay. Officer Ochoa, then one for Officer Ochoa, first one on the docket for him is Christian Hall. Mr. Hall, if you're present on the video conference, can you be kind enough to unmute yourself? Let us know you're present.
Yes, sir. I'm present.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Hall. You heard how it is. I'm going to ask Officer Ochoa to review the citation and if he has recollection.
Sure.
Officer Ochoa, if you can be kind enough to look at ticket number 171829. Again, 171829. Let us know if you have recollection.
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay. Officer Ochoa, any history with regard to Mr. Hall in terms of prior violations that you're aware of, similar violations?
No, sir. That would be the only one.
Okay. Okay, and can you tell me a little bit what was the, it was working without obtaining a permit, but what was what were the facts?
It was gonna be for a re-roof. The work was started. They did not have a permit at the time. I did speak to Mr. Hall and he complied. No issues. Try to pull the permit. It was actually pending. But he did take permit.
Okay, and Mr. Hall, a contractor, or is this on his own, for his own home, or?
No, it was for he's a contractor.
Sir Choa, sorry.
He's a contractor. He was working for somebody.
Okay, okay, okay. Mr. Hall, what we could do here, Officer Choa indicated there were no issues and it's no prior offenses. So what we could do is we could do a 90-day deferred. What that means is that if you don't get any similar violations for the next 90 days, then the citation will be dismissed. You will have to pay the court costs and a special expense fee that the court may impose at the court's discretion. To accept that plea offer, you would have to change your plea from not guilty to either no contest or guilty. Are you willing to accept that plea offer?
Before I make that decision, you said if I do that 90-day deferred, I am liable for fees to the court?
Yes, you're still liable for court costs. Those are state mandated court costs.
What is the amount of those? And this is the reason why I asked this, is because, you know, if need be, if we go to trial, I'm willing to, because there's a really root issue there in the town of Anthony. And if it requires somebody to go to trial to help everybody else that's dealing with the situation of the front office not doing their jobs, I am willing to be the sacrificial person for that, because this goes beyond just my case. This is an ongoing issue.
Mr. Hall, whatever the situation is with regard to whatever.
Okay,
issue, let me finish, sir. Okay.
Yes, sir.
We can only talk one at a time.
Yes, sir.
Right. I let you speak. You gotta let me speak.
You got it.
Whatever you can issue you have with the you're saying with the front desk or something there, administrative, there is a process and you can go and file a complaint there and have the process take its course there. Okay. Right now, we're only dealing with a citation. We're not dealing with whether you, there was a, whether somebody was, in your opinion, courteous or not courteous up front, or whatever the case is. We're not dealing with that. We're dealing with did you or did you not have a permit as required by law on the day the work was being done. Okay, that's all we're dealing with here. We're not, I'm going to object to any, I'm just telling you in advance, if you want to go to trial, we can go to trial. Okay, if we do, I'm going to ask for the full fine. And that's what I'm going to ask for. Okay, now, and again, if you try to bring up anything that is not related to you having a permit or not, I'm going to object. And because it's not relevant to the issue of whether you did or did not have a permit. Okay, now obviously it'll be up to the judge to decide based on whatever argument you make, whether to overrule my objection or to sustain the objection. Okay, again, I'm just trying to kind of limit, to try to kind of get us in the right framework here, because we're only dealing with that issue, not with any other issue that you may see. There's another process for that. Okay, so I'm just saying, if you want to go to trial, we can do that, but that's kind of where I'm coming from on that. So right now, what I'm willing to do is make that offer that, just because Officer Ochoa indicated to me that at least his interaction with you there, he didn't have any issues. Now, if he had some issues with you there and you were refusing to get the permit or something, then we'd be talking, then I may not even make this offer at all. Okay, I'm offering 90-day deferred, no similar violations for 90 days, pay the court costs, pay the special expense fee, and the citation will get dismissed. Now, right now, if you do want to go to trial, then that's off the table. And if the judge finds that we proved our case beyond a reasonable doubt, as required by law, then you're going to end up with a conviction on it, plus the fine and the court costs. So it's really up to you what you want to do.
Okay. Can you answer the question as far as the court cost, the fines?
Ms. Hernandez and Rosa, what is the?
It would be 131. That's the state mandated fees.
And there's nothing I can do about that one, correct?
No, by law, if you get on a deferred, you have to pay state mandated fees. So.
And what is the fine amount, Judge?
281.
So it'd be both. If you want to go to trial, and if the judge finds that we proved our case beyond a reasonable doubt.
Okay, before just one last question. If I decide to go to trial, what's the time frame on that, Judge?
We would do that right now at the end.
Okay, let's go to trial.
Okay. So, okay, if you want to go ahead and just mute yourself, we'll be right back with you, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. All right.
May we proceed with the next person on the docket? Okay, next person on the docket is Alejandro Ortega Cardiel. If you're present, can you please unmute yourself? Let us know you're present, Mr. Ortega.
Ortega. I don't see him. Is he in the courtroom?
He had not responded.
I'm sorry to interrupt, Your Honor. There was no response for him.
Okay.
Hey, Judge, Rosa, were there any issues, Ms. Rosa, with regard to notification to Mr. Alejandro Ortega Cardiel?
No, sir, there were no issues.
Okay, was it sent by email, by regular mail? Can you fill me in?
He provided us his email.
Okay, and he elected to be notified by email?
Yes.
No return on the email or anything?
No, sir, no return.
Judge, make a motion for a bench warrant.
Okay, motion granted.
Your Honor, may we proceed?
Yes.
The next individual on the docket for Officer Ochoa is Gerardo Renteria. Mr. Renteria, if you're on the video conference, can you be kind enough to unmute yourself. Let us know you're present.
Here, Your Honor. I'm here. Your Honor.
Mr. Renteria, I'm going to ask Officer Choi to review the citation. Let us know if you have a recollection, okay?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, Officer Choi, if you can be kind enough to look at citation number 142556. Let us know if you have recollection.
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay, can you fill me in? I know this is another one with working without obtaining permit, and I believe something with regard to a solid waste container. They're probably using another container other than the city required provider. Is that correct?
That is correct. And it was also a re-roof. The permit was actually pending. It just hadn't been paid for. No issues.
Okay. So okay, so let me see if I'm understanding correctly. You said the permit had been obtained? It was in process? Is that what was going on?
Correct. So like, we have that time delay for the permits. So, it was their first job here. And I said it was pending here. They did start work. Once I cited them and stopped the work, they just came and paid for it. But there was a delay on the permit.
Okay. What was the delay? Was also payment from? Was it related to payment from Mr. Renteria or?
No, it was on our. You know how we normally take 3 to 4 business days to hand out a permit.
Okay, so just the normal time frame for the turnaround. Is it?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, and so they started on the job before getting the permit.
Correct.
How many days before?
I believe they pulled it the same day.
Pulled it the same day that they started the work.
Yeah, correct. So they started work. I cited them, and then they came and handled everything here with the permits department.
Okay, so they did not. In other words, it wasn't a situation where they went and got the permit, went and applied for the permit, and then.
Correct.
What prompted them to get the permit was you citing them. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And what about the solid waste container?
It was exactly that. They were using a rented one instead of the El Paso disposal.
Okay. And did they correct that? Was that?
Yes, sir. I did give them 24 hours to get rid of it and go through El Paso disposal, and they complied.
Okay. Any other priors that you're aware of for Mr. Renteria? Okay, thank you, Officer Chua. Mr. Renteria, what we could do here, now that I got a better idea as to, what happened here, what we could do is and then Officer Chua didn't indicate to me that there were any issues or concerns. Is that correct, Officer Chua?
That's correct.
Okay, then what we could do, Mr. Renteria, is I can offer you a 90-day deferred, which means that if you do not get any similar citations for the next 90 days, then pay the court costs, pay any special expense fee the court may impose, then the citation will be dismissed. So, and then what I could also do, since you did correct the situation with the solid waste container, is ask the court to 1245 that, which means you'll combine it with the other deferment, and that way you only pay one court cost on it.
Okay.
Are you willing to accept that?
Yes.
Okay, so to do that, you have to change your plea from not guilty to either no contest or guilty. Which one of the two?
No contest, please.
Okay. And Mr. Renteria, I'm willing to do this because, he told me there was no similar violation. You don't have a history of this. If you did have a history on it, then it'd be a different story. Okay. But what we want is compliance. So now that you in the future, if you just comply and you get to do the things the way you're required, then, obviously you won't be here. But because of that, that's why I'm willing to do deferment. Okay.
Right. The only the container, I didn't know about it, and that's the only reason I corrected it right away. Yeah.
Yeah. Since you corrected, that's why I'm asking. I'm going to ask the court to 1245. That we only pay one court cost. on it, okay? When you come and get a permit, and I can understand why you were not aware, is because when you come and get the permit, they also give you, you have to fill out sign a form, if I'm not mistaken, where they inform you about that there is a city required solid waste container provider. And so it's basically in the paperwork, but since you hadn't come in and applied for it, then you obviously weren't aware of it. But since you corrected it promptly, I'm willing to work with you on that. Okay?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Judge, we're ready on this.
Okay, what is the motion?
Your motion for this, Judge, is a 90-day deferred on the working without obtaining permit, plus court costs, obviously state mandated court costs, plus any special expense fee the court may impose at its discretion, and then respectfully asking the court to 1245 the solid waste container one into it, since there was compliance with that, and obviously it's up to the court to whether it imposes a special expense fee on that as well.
Okay, Mr. And that's with a no contest plea, correct?
Correct. Correct, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Renteria, I'm gonna go ahead and accept that offer that they gave you, but instead of giving you 90 days, I'm gonna give you 30 days, okay? The court cost is gonna be 181, and that's all you pay. Just make sure you comply, make sure you understand everything you have to do. Because number one, you don't get any tickets within and starting today. We will give you a copy of my order. We'll email it to you. If you do not get it, please call us, okay?
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. You have a good day.
You too, thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Your Honor, may we proceed?
Yes.
Your Honor, the next one on the docket for Officer Ochoa is Oscar Rene Sandoval, which I believe they filed a continuance on that.
Yes, they did.
So I believe that's it for Officer Ochoa, except for the trial we have pending. I would respectfully ask the court to allow us to, before we go to trial on that one, just to go and take care of the other one, because we don't want to keep people waiting that may not want to go to trial, and you know,
Okay.
those that do, well, then they have to wait their turn. Okay. So Judge, if we can start at the top of the docket with Officer Arredondo.
Yes, Officer Arredondo, Sion.
I am, Your Honor.
Okay, hi. Okay,
Okay, the next individual on the docket is Rene Amaya Nevares. Mr. Amaya Nevares, if you can please kindly unmute yourself and let us know you're present on the video conference.
I'm present, Your Honor.
Good morning.
good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, I'm going to ask Mr. Amaya Nevares, Officer Arredondo, to look at the citation, let us know if he has recollection. Officer Arredondo, can you be kind enough to look at citation number 142559 for Mr. Rene Amaya Nevares, let us know if you have recollection.
Can you repeat the name one more time, sir?
It is for Rene Amaya Nevares.
I do recall, Your Honor. Or Mr. Palomares, I apologize.
That's okay. Officer Arredondo. Mr. Amaya Nevares, Officer Arredondo recalls looking at the speed level 65 and 55, what we could do is a 30-day deferred. Have you changed your plea? 30-day deferred plus court costs, plus any special expense fee the court may impose at its discretion. So basically what that means is if you don't get any tickets for the next 30 days, pay the court costs, pay any special expense fee the court may impose, then the ticket will get dismissed. Are you willing to change your plea and accept the plea offer?
Earlier I heard the court cost would be 131 fees. I'm not mistaken.
The court costs are all this different, okay? So
Okay.
on this one would be, let me make sure.
Are they 134, Judge?
184,
184, okay.
184.
And then the fine is 200 on top of that. Mr. Maya Nevares.
And I could do arrangements for payment on that too.
Yes, you can make arrangements at the front desk with the front window. Or in this case, obviously, you'd have to call in and make arrangements since you're on the video conference. But if you were present, you'd make it at the window, but you can call in and make arrangements.
Okay, so is there a time frame for me to do that or no?
Judge, is there a time frame, right? Like after this, if assuming he accepts the plea offer, how much time does he have to contact the court to make arrangements for payment arrangements?
Well, if you get a 30 days deferred, you have to pay within the 30 days.
Okay.
And because that's part of it being dismissed is if you comply, and part of the compliance is that you have to pay court cost. So.
The alternative, Mr. Amaya, I can offer you a driver safety course, a defensive driving class. But I think I'm being a little more generous and offering a 30-day deferred because most people would rather do a 30-day deferred, not getting tickets, just be a careful driver for 30 days and to go and take a defensive driving class for, what is it, a 6-hour course, and plus still pay for the class. But it's up to you if you want to take the class.
Yeah, just for the record, the officer did mention that I had about bigger wheels. That was one of the issue that was that I wasn't aware of the speed on it. I recall the officer mentioning that.
Okay, Mr. Amaya, those are facts that if you would want to take the case to trial, then we'd have to,
No, just for the record, because I have no other tickets or history. Just because you mentioned aggressive driving classes, so I'll take the offer you're making, sir.
Okay, Judge, we're ready on Mr. Amaya.
Okay, what is the motion?
It's for a 30-day deferred, Judge, plus court costs, plus any special expense fee the court may impose at its discretion. And I believe no contest plea from Mr. Amaya.
No contest. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and accept the offer that they're giving you, Mr. Amaya, but you make sure that you get a copy of my order and understand that it starts today, okay?
Okay.
And if you have any questions, please contact us. And if you do not get a copy of my order, please call us, okay?
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.
Judge, may we proceed?
Yes.
Okay, next individual on the docket for Officer Arredondo is Lydia Martinez.
Yes, she's in person.
She's in person. Okay. And in the meantime, while Officer Arredondo, if you could look over citation number 142583 for Lydia Martinez while she comes up in court.
I do recall, sir. I do recall, Mr. Palomares.
Oh, okay, thank you, Officer. I'm just waiting on that. I don't see her. Oh, there, I see her now on the screen. Okay, English or Spanish? Let me see.
Español.
Español, señora. Okay. Señora Martínez, el oficial le pregunté que me examine la infracción para ver si se acuerda de la infracción, si la examinó y si se acuerda de su infracción y de usted. Ok, él me informó antes de juicio, antes de la corte, que en los casos de él no tuvo ningún asunto. Las personas que están en corte con relación de infracciones que él dio fueron respetuosos y cooperaron. Como él me indicó eso, y aquí parece que es de 15 arriba del límite, le puedo ofrecer un probation de 30 días. En otras palabras, si usted no recibe ninguna infracción por los próximos 30 días, paga los costos de corte y paga cualquier costo especial que imponga la juez, le retiran la infracción. Si quiere aceptar esa oferta, tiene que cambiar su declaración de no culpable a no contenderé o culpable. ¿Quiere aceptar la oferta?
Sí, claro que sí.
Ok. Va a cambiar su declaración de no culpable a no contenderé o culpable. ¿Cuál de las dos?
¿Cómo se dice la ayuda? No contenderé. No contenderé.
Ándale.
Perdón.
Okay.
Sí.
Okay, Judge, we're ready on Ms. Martinez.
Okay. What is the motion from the state?
Judge, it's a 30-day deferred plus court cost plus any special expense fee the court may impose at discretion, and it'll be no contest plea as indicated by Ms. Martinez.
Okay. Ms. Martínez, le voy a aceptar la oferta que le está dando el Estado, pero es importante que sepa exactamente qué tiene que ser, ¿ok? Así que a la ventanilla para que le den los papeles.
Gracias.
Gracias.
Ok. La ventanilla.
Judge, may we proceed?
Yes.
Judge, if with the court's permission, if we could skip the next one and come back towards the end.
Yes.
And then go to the next one on the docket, which is Pedro Orantia.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
That's the one we can't hear. Pedro. He's on there, but he can't hear us, or I don't know.
Mr. Orantia, are you there? Can you raise your hand? Because I don't know which one you are.
I don't think he can hear us.
Oh, he can't hear us.
I don't know. You see the picture. He's still, so I don't know.
Okay, Ms. Rosa, could you or Sally be kind enough to call him and then let him know to if maybe he can exit out and get back in?
Yes, sir. We'll go ahead and call him.
In the meantime, we'll move on to the next one, Judge, with your permission.
Yes, please.
Okay. Next one is Ricardo Sandoval. Mr. Sandoval, if you're present, please unmute yourself and so you're present.
I'm present.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Sandoval. Officer Arredondo, if you could be kind enough to look at citation number 161578 for Ricardo Sandoval, let us know if you have recollection.
I do not recall, Mr. Palomares.
Thank you for your honesty. Officer Arredondo, Judge, no independent recollection, make a move to dismiss.
Motion granted. Mr. Sandoval, your case is going to get dismissed, but I ask that you pick up a copy sometime next week from the court, okay?
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah, you're welcome. You have a good day. Stay safe.
You too, Your Honor.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Judge, may we proceed?
Yes.
If we can go back, Your Honor, to Esther Olvera, because the next two cases are kind of, you know, they're related. So I shouldn't say kind of, they are related. So if we can address Esther Olvera, Ms. Olvera, if you're present, if you could be kind enough to unmute yourself. Or, you know, let us know you're present on the video conference.
I'm here.
Okay. And Ms. Rosa, is this the case where there's a witness?
Yes, and then another person. Okay.
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay, which who's the witness? And
The witness is Mr. Teodoro Hernandez.
okay, because I don't see anyone on the screen.
He's on there, but there he is.
Yeah, there he is.
Okay.
He's a witness.
Okay, and give me a second here. Miss Miss Olvera, okay, this is a case where I remember I reviewed the police report on the case, and I believe, is this the one where you were at home with the
Yes,
child,
sir.
with a child or some children?
Yes.
Okay. And is this your witness? Who is this Teodoro Hernandez?
He's my husband.
Okay. And he was present when
Yes, sir.
the alleged incident happened?
Yes.
Okay, because I believe this case is related to the other case involving Miss Talavera. Give me one second here. And I believe it's a case where one of Miss Talavera claims that you assaulted her and you're claiming that she assaulted you. Okay,
Yes.
that's why there's two cases, because both of you are defendants in the case. Okay, and I believe Officer Arredondo, you were dispatched on this case, right?
Correct, Mr. Palomares.
You didn't observe what happened.
I did not observe what happened, no, sir.
Okay, and did Miss Talavera make any admissions? Because I didn't see that in the police report as far as.
Both did state that they were both involved in an altercation in which both of them were pulling each other's hair. Due to conflicting stories and no witness who directly stated they did see exactly what happened, I'd imagine that's why we're at trial today, to determine ultimately who is at fault. But due to our discretion as officers and our due diligence, both needed to be cited accordingly. There were no visible injuries. It is only a simple Class C assault.
Okay, thank you, Officer Arredondo.
Yes,
Mr. Teodoro Hernandez, can you tell me what, I just wanted to get an idea what it is that you observed? And your relation to Miss Olvera, I think she said you're her husband?
Yes.
Okay, were you in the same household when this happened?
I was outside when all that happened.
Okay, do you live with Miss Olvera?
No, I'm not. We're going through a divorce right now.
Okay, so you're Miss Talavera is your mother, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so obviously, if I remember correctly, you and your mother went to Miss Olvera's home.
Right.
Okay. Okay, so and what would be your? I assume your testimony is going to be, and again, well, tell me what is your testimony going to be that Miss? In other words, what did you observe? Who hit who first?
It was the one that pulled the hair first was Esther, because my mom right away got close to the door because Esther ended up pushing my kids inside, and my mom right away went and told her that for her not to be doing that to my kids. She got mad. She turned around and started pulling my mom's hair.
Okay, and do you have a court order with regard to seeing the children?
No, not yet. Only me and her stayed with an agreement that I was gonna stay with my two older ones for the meantime, and that she would see them in the weekends, but she would never call me to see them until that weekend. So I ended up taking them so she could spend some time with them. So the day I went for them like around 1 in the afternoon around that time, because I wanted to get them ready for school for the next day, and also because I had to go work that evening.
Okay, Judge, I think Ms. Talavera is present in the courtroom. If she can stand up.
There she is.
Present.
Okay. Well, Mr. Hernandez, you didn't have a court order, and Ms. Talavera, obviously, you're not a parent to these children. So, what I'm willing to do here, okay, because there weren't any injuries. You heard Officer Arredondo on this case, that there weren't any visible injuries and stuff. Obviously, this behavior needs to stop. All right. First of all, Ms. Talavera, you shouldn't have been. This is not your children. Okay. Second, Mr. Hernandez doesn't have a court order. He needs to get a court order so he can see his children. Unfortunately, that's how the law is. Okay, but we're not here to address that. We're here to address the assault situation. And you heard Officer Arredondo, it's conflicting stories. Okay, the good thing is that, obviously nothing came Nobody was injured worse than thank goodness. Okay, so what I'm willing to do is offer each of you a 30-day defer. Actually, I'm gonna do a 90-day defer because this behavior cannot happen again. I don't want to see this case. I don't want to see any of you here again with regard to an assault. You know, if it's a traffic ticket or wherever, traffic tickets happen. But on an assault, I don't want to see you back where I have to prosecute a case, because then I'm not going to be as amenable as I am right now. Okay, so what I'm willing to do is a 90-day defer to each of you, where, in other words, if you do not get any similar violations, in other words, any other assaults within 90 days, you pay the court costs, you pay any special expense fee the court may impose, then the citations will be dismissed for each of you. Okay, to accept that plea offer, you have to change your plea from not guilty to no contest or guilty. Again, if you change it to no contest or guilty, that plea does not get entered. It basically gets held in limbo. No. So what that means is that if, yes, you're pleading not no contest or guilty, but it's not being entered, because if you comply, it's being held in limbo. If you comply, do not get any similar violations, you pay the court cost, you pay the special expense fee, then it gets not entered and it gets dismissed. Okay, so I'm willing to offer that to both of you. Otherwise, we're going to go to trial and I'm going to ask for the full fine. Okay. Okay, Ms.
Okay.
Can you please kindly, I don't know if you have someone that can watch the children while we're trying to address.
Mommy. Espérate.
Ms. Rivera, can you, is anybody there that could watch your children in the meantime?
I have my sister, my twin.
Okay, can your sister take care of your children while we talk here?
You want to talk to her?
Yeah. No.
Let me talk.
No, do you have anybody there that can watch your children while we're in court right now?
Yes.
Can you please have whoever is there in your household take care of your children in the meantime while we talk?
Yes, sir.
Because it's hard to talk with and I love kids. Okay, but it's hard to talk here because we're in court right now. Okay.
Yes, let me take a turn.
If you can please do so promptly, I would appreciate it.
Okay, Mr. Palomares, can we address the mother to see what she's going to do?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Ms. Talavera, you heard what I had to say. I do not want to see you all here again on this. You should let your son get his court order. And, if once he has his court order, if he has any issues with Ms. Olvera turning over the children, he can always call law enforcement at that point. You do not need to get involved in this because you have no stake in it. I do not want this to escalate. I do not want to see you all here again on any assault in any case, even if it's not between you all, if it's with anybody else, because this is not acceptable at all. Do you both understand that?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm trying to be as amenable as I can. Okay, but I want to emphasize that because if you do come here again on assault, it's not going to be good. So I'm willing to do the 90-day deferred. In other words, you don't get any similar violations for assault in the next 90 days. You pay the court cost, you pay the special expense fee, and it'll get dismissed. Are you both willing to accept that? If not, again, you're entitled to your day in court, which is fine. We can have a trial and everything. If we go to trial though, and if we prove our case beyond a reasonable doubt and the court finds that we did so, okay, then we're going to ask for the full fine and court costs. Okay, you're looking at around $581, if I'm not mistaken. So what do you both want to do?
Well, I agree to your, I agree.
I agree.
Okay, Judge, we're ready on both of these cases? And I assume you both want to change your plea to no contest or
No contest.
Ms. Talavera?
Also, no contest.
Okay, what is the,
Ms. Olvera and Ms. Talavera, Judge, changing their plea to no contest, 90-day deferred plus court cost plus any special expense fee the court may impose at its discretion.
thank you. Ms. Olvera and Ms. Talavera.
Yes, ma'am.
And accept this offer that they're giving you. The court cost is going to be $131 that has to be paid within the 90 days, okay? So I need you to, Ms. Olvera, Ms. Talavera, I need you to go to the front to make sure you get a copy of my order. And Ms. Olvera, if you do not receive by email my order, make sure you call us, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Have a good
day. Thank you, you too.
Okay, bye-bye.
If you could release Mr. Hernandez as well.
Yes, Mr. Hernandez. Mr.
Yes.
Hernandez, yes. Thank you so much for showing up, and you have a good day, okay? You're released.
All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Judge, I believe we have Mr. Orantia, that his video is working now. Mr. Orantia, can you hear me? Señor Orantia, ¿sí me escucha?
Mr. Orantia.
He is an English speaker.
I'm sorry to interrupt, Your Honor. Miss Sally did try to call him, but he didn't answer. She called Mr. Orantia, but he didn't answer his phone.
Can you try it?
Send him a message as well.
Looks like he's frozen.
Because it looks a little different than before, so I don't know if it started functioning, then he froze again or something. Can you ask Sally to call her again, Ms. Rosa?
Yes, sir.
Or one of you, whichever one is.
She's calling him as we're speaking.
Okay, let me see, because I believe that is the last one for Officer Arredondo.
Yes.
Now he's moving. Señora Orantia, ¿sí me escucha? Levante su mano si me escucha. ¿Me escucha?
He's in English speaking, and I don't think he has his audio on, because
I do believe Miss Sally is speaking to him right now, Your Honor. He's on the phone with Miss Sally, Your Honor.
Judge, I believe that's the last case for Officer Arredondo. I can see Mr. Orantia and he's moving around, so it looks his video's working now. So
Your Honor, he's gonna log out and then he's gonna log back in so he can try to fix his issue with the audio.
is he an English speaker?
Yes.
Yes, sir, he is.
Okay, Mr. Orantia, can he hear us?
What would you like for me to put him on speaker, Your Honor? He's on the line.
Yes, that's fine. Let's do that.
Okay, don't.
And Judge, this case should not take too long here.
Okay.
Okay, Your Honor, he's on speaker.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Palomares.
Mr. Orantia, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, can you see me as well? I'm raising my hand.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Orantia, I'm going to ask Officer Arredondo to kindly look at your citation. Let us know if he has recollection, okay?
Okay.
Officer Arredondo, if you can look at citation 161584 for Pedro Orantia, let us know if you have recollection.
I do recall, Mr. Palomares.
Okay. And you've told me no issues, no concerns on any of your cases, okay?
That's correct, sir.
Okay, thank you, Officer Redondo. Mr. Orantia, Officer Redondo recalls the incident, and you, it's for an open container in a motor vehicle and for failure to maintain, for no operator's license. Do you have your license, Mr. Orantia?
No, sir.
Do you have your license? Do you have a license?
No, sir.
Okay. Have you ever had a license?
Yeah, I've had one before, out of El Paso, but I don't have one right now.
Why don't you have a license, Mr. Orantia?
I haven't gone to get my test.
Okay, why?
I don't know.
Okay, Mr. Are you going to go get your license, Mr. Orantia?
And I'm working on it, because right now, like, I don't have a vehicle. I mean, I get driven around mostly, so.
Well, Mr. Orantia, you're not convincing me here, Mr. Orantia, because I was willing to work with you on your license, but you're not convincing me because you cannot be driving, Mr. Orantia, without a license. Do you understand that?
But he didn't pull me over. I was walking on the side of the vehicle when he pulled up to me.
Okay.
I was not driving. I was walking, and he pulled me. And he called me over to his vehicle, and then started asking questions. And then he went and searched the vehicle. That was one question.
Officer Redondo, did you see Mr. Orantia? Was he driving the vehicle?
I did see him operating the vehicle, sir. I saw him pull into the parking lot of the Anthony Inn Motel at 100 Park North Boulevard. He exited the driver's side of the vehicle. Upon approaching the vehicle, in plain view was an open alcohol container. Upon further inspection, the open alcohol container was cold to the touch and was within arm's reach of the driver and the passenger of the vehicle.
Was he cited? You didn't cite him for DWI?
No, sir, he had not been drinking. Again, no one admitted to drinking in the vehicle, but there was an open alcohol container. There was no odor of alcohol emitting from Mr. Orantia's person.
Gotcha. So there weren't any indications.
Correct. Yes, sir.
Driving. Okay, I understand that. Thank you, Officer Redondo, for your.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Orantia, well, first of all, I don't take kindly to being misguided. Okay. So I'm trying to work with you here. Okay. But you cannot be driving without a license. Will you be getting your license, Mr. Orantia?
I'll be trying to get it, hopefully this could be in a week or two.
Okay, because what I'm willing to do is ask the court, how much time do you need to get your license so that ticket can get dismissed? I can't hear you. Sally?
Okay, I apologize for that, sir.
Okay, can you repeat yourself, Mr. Orantia, because I couldn't hear you.
2 weeks.
Okay, what I'm willing to do, Mr. Orantia, is ask the court to give you 30 days. Do you think 30 days is enough, or do you need more time? Because I'm willing to work with you. If you need 60 days, I will ask the court to give you 60 days, but you need to get your license. You cannot be driving without a license. Do you need 30? How much time do you need?
30 days. 30 days.
Okay. What I'm willing to do is ask the court to give you 30 days to get your license. If you produce proof to the court that you got your license, once you get it, you take it to the court. Or you can email a copy. Then the ticket will get dismissed.
Thank you, sir.
Okay? Now on the open container, that I cannot, unfortunately, you cannot be driving with a container, an open container cold to the touch in the vehicle. Okay? So unfortunately on that one, I'm willing to work on the license one, but on the other one, unfortunately, all I can do is ask the court for a reduction on the, let me see here. What I can do is this, okay? Is do a 90-day deferred plus court costs plus a special expense fee. What that means is that you do not get any similar citations or any citations. I'm going to ask the court to do any citations for any reason for 90 days, and you pay the court costs and you pay a special expense fee, then the ticket will get dismissed. But I'm telling you, you're lucky you didn't get, good thing you weren't drinking, because you could have ended up with a DWI. All right, so cannot have any open containers in the vehicle. All right, I don't want to see you again on a similar citation here. Officer Arredondo, is this the first that you can, is he a repeat offender you're aware of or not?
I've never dealt with him, Mr. Palomares, but his passenger, I have arrested before on a felony warrant with $100,000 bond. So he was in a high human smuggling, narcotics trafficking area. Anthony Motel it's a hot spot. It's not a good place to be at any time of the day, which is why we were monitoring the area closely.
Okay, but I don't know if I didn't quite hear you. Are you aware of Mr. Aranta having any priors?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Aranta, because of that, I'm willing to do the 90-day deferred, but I don't want to see you again, because I'm sure Officer Arredondo will remind me if you ever get stopped again for another open container. Okay, but what I want you to do is to be in compliance with all traffic laws. So that's why I'm going to ask for a 90-day deferred, no violations of any kind for 90 days. You pay the court costs, you pay the special expense fee, that won't get dismissed. Now on the no license, that's easier. If you get your license, it'll get dismissed.
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you're willing to accept my plea offer, then you have to change your plea from not guilty to either no contest or guilty. Which one are you willing to accept? Take.
No contest. Okay. Good.
Okay, Judge, we're ready on this one. You're on the Judge.
What is the motion?
It's for on the no driver's license, Judge, 30 days for Mr. Aranta to produce a copy of his license to the court and then make a dismissal. Obviously, Mr. Aranta, if you do not produce it within the 30 days, you're going to end up with a conviction. You're going to pay the fine. So it behooves you to go and get your license, and all you have to do is produce it to the court and it gets dismissed. Judge, is there an admin fee on this?
$10.
So if you produce your license to the court within 30 days and you just pay $10 and it gets dismissed. Do you understand that? Okay. Okay, Judge, and then on the open container, Judge, 90-day deferred, no violations of any kind, plus court costs, plus special expense.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and grant that motion. You have 30 days to get your license. And for the open container, I'm going to go ahead and give you a 90-day deferred. And the court cost is going to be $184, okay? Just so you know. Okay. If you have any questions, please contact us. Thank you. All right. Bye-bye. Have a good day.
And I believe that was a no contest plea, Judge.
Yes. No contest. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Mr. Arrantia, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay,
I believe that's everything for Officer Arredondo. May he be excused.
yes, he may. Thank you so much for your service.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you for always being so nice to us.
Thank you.
And Mr. Palomares, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Officer Arredondo. Be safe out there.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Likewise. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Judge, I believe we're ready for Mr. Hall's case. Mr. Hall, I renew my offer one last time.
Can you hear us, Mr. Hall?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Hall, I'm renewing my offer one last time to you. I normally don't renew my offer once a person says they want to go to trial. But I'm trying to work with you here. I'm willing to renew my offer that I made to you earlier.
I understand, Mr. Palomares. Again, I want to, that's the easy route. And
It's yes or no, Mr. Hall.
no, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Judge, we're ready.
Okay, if I can have everyone who's going to testify, raise your right hand. Can you raise your right hand, Mr. Officer Ochoa? Okay, thank you. Do you promise to tell the truth and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
I do.
Okay, thank you. Okay, let's proceed.
Officer Cho, can you please state your name and your position?
Yes, sir. I am Officer Ochoa. I'm the code enforcer.
Okay, and who do you work for?
I work for the Anthony Police Department.
And how long have you worked for the Anthony Police Department?
I believe like 5 months.
And then you've been working in the entire time in the capacity of the code enforcer?
Yes, sir.
And you're knowledgeable in the laws regarding code enforcement?
Yes, sir.
Okay, on the date in question, were you in uniform?
Yes, sir.
In full uniform, displaying your badge of office?
Yes, sir.
Were you in a marked unit or a vehicle?
It is provided vehicle. It's not marked.
Okay, but is it marked with indicating that it's a town with the town of Anthony insignia?
No, sir.
No, it's not a marked vehicle at all?
No, not at all.
Okay, but you were in full uniform?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and on the date in question, which I believe was August the 18th of 2022, can you describe to us how you came across the defendant, in this case, Mr. Christian Hall?
Yes, sir. I was doing my daily patrol, looking for exactly that, checking permits, making sure, everything is good. I did come across Mr. Hall actually wasn't present at the time. So I did come across the home they were working on.
Can you tell us the address of the home?
Yes, sir. It's 609 Eduardo.
And is that address that you just gave us in the town of Anthony?
Yes, sir.
El Paso County, state of Texas?
Yes, sir.
And when you were patrolling and doing your duties as a code enforcer, were you doing them in the municipal limits of the town of Anthony, El Paso County, state of Texas?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this address that you just gave us, you came to this address and then what?
I try to verify the permit. We have a spreadsheet where any permit that has been issued out gets uploaded onto there. Normally, when I don't see it, I do go ahead and call the permits department to verify, because of course we don't want to hand out a citation by mistake and having them have it. So I do verify with them. They did verify that there was no permit for the area, for the home of 609 Eduardo. So I did, approach them like I normally do, identified myself. And then, I asked who's in charge so I can speak to them, see, what the delay is. I try to work with them a little bit.
Was there a name of a company?
Yes, sir. Blue Sky. Blue Sky. That's what I have, just Blue Sky.
Okay, and so you spoke with some of the workers there at the construction site?
Yeah, correct. And then I spoke to a gentleman named Lalo, and he's the one that, communicated me and directed me to Mr. Hall.
Okay.
And
what kind of work were they doing?
It was a re-roof.
And okay, and then what happened?
So, normal procedure, he also directed me to, I guess, the owner of the company. I believe his name was Israel or Ivan.
Ivan Renteria.
Correct. So I did speak to Mr. Renteria. I told him, unfortunately, the procedure, there is no permit. Gotta, hand out a citation and stop all work. We did have some, I checked Google weather to make sure of any forecast, rain, snow, heavy winds, anything like that. We did have rain the next couple of days. So I did allow them to dry in the roof, put the felt on, make sure that we had no leaks, lead to further, lawsuits, anything like that. And they did comply. I did my daily patrol. So they were off the roof. I came and verified again with permits. They did start the application permit process. Turned everything in. We verify, of course, that they're insured, bonded, which they did have. The issue we were having there, like I had stated earlier, is the time frame of obtaining a permit.
Okay, Officer Cho, let me stop you there really quick before you get into that. But had they started the permit process before they were issued the citation or after they were issued the citation?
It was both. The reason I say both is I did cite the owner of the company for starting without the permit, which was Mr. Ivan Renteria. And then that's where I was getting to. So a couple of days went by, and then they were on the roof again. So it's, same process. I checked the permits. It's still not on the spreadsheet that we checked. I call the front desk and say, hey, you know what? I'm here back at 609 Eduardo. We do have the contractors on site on top of the roof. And, they did tell me that, well, we're waiting for our invoice to be approved. And I'm not like exactly too familiar with the permit process, but I did go ahead and ask, and they told me that we verify paperwork. We directed to, somebody works here, Cali, and then they inspect it, they send it back, Ron approves it. So, it's a bit of a process. And I did let them know that I was like, well, normally it's 3 to 4 business days. And then he showed me his application paper, and it had been about 7 days, 8 days, a week. At that point, he did say, well, I can't completely just hold off, on work, who pays these guys and everything. I said, yeah, but unfortunately you need to have a permit. But I'm here to hear you out. I want to work with you. What I can do, I can direct it, write me an email, and I'll help you out with whatever I can. I did receive an email. I forwarded to the chief, just so we can all be on the same page and say, hey, what do we do? Who do we present it to? Due to, he did apply for the permit, and then I guess the permit was just stuck maybe for like a week. I don't know exactly what held him off, what put him on hold. But, I did tell him, I was like, well, unfortunately, even though we're waiting for the permit, it's not valid, until it's on hand. And I did, to help out the case a little bit, I do have the receipts from where he paid, because they actually did re-roof, solar, and refrigerated air. And I had no issues with him on that. I guess just the issue would be that he had to wait a certain amount of time for a permit, so he had to get back on the roof, and then a second citation was handed. And I said, well, I can talk to Mr. Renteria again and cite him again. And he said, no, you know what, I'm the manager of the company, but instead of citing the owner, I want to be heard and I don't think it's fair. So, go to court. And I said, yeah, definitely. I mean, you have the right to, and this is where we're at now. You're muted, sir.
You're muted.
Sorry, Officer Ochoa.
Yes, sir.
My question is, when you first arrived on site,
Yes, sir.
had they already applied for a permit or not, that you're aware of?
The first time they had nothing.
Okay. I pass the witness, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Hall.
Yes, ma'am.
At this time, only questions, you have questions, and only questions for Mr. Ochoa.
Questions for Mr. Ochoa? No, I mean, everything he said is correct.
Okay, now you can present whatever you want.
Okay.
Testimony, evidence, okay?
Okay. I just have a question. Is there any way that I can have the people, because I think in order to resolve this, really, we need to have all witnesses in this meeting. And I'm talking about Francesca in the front office. I'm talking about Valerie. I'm talking about Inspector Ron Roth, because there's communications that were handled with them that are obviously not going to be present here that are important to this case. For example, this is the email that I wrote to Mr. Ochoa at his request, because he did state to me, hey, you're not the only one dealing with this. It would be really helpful if you bring these facts so that I could present them so that something could be done. So I'm going to read the following email that I sent to him, if I may.
Yes.
And I'm sorry, Mr. Hall, sent to who?
To Mr. Ochoa. To Officer Ochoa.
Yes,
Officer Ochoa. I'm sorry. To codes@townofanthony.org. Okay, I said, to whom it may concern. I am writing this email to detail the negative experience we've dealt with this week. However, this is not the first time. Obviously, it doesn't matter about being kind or nothing like that. The company is Blue Sky Roofing and Contractors. Earlier this week on Monday, August 15th at around 10 a.m., we dropped off the application for the roofing permit for the following address, 609 Eduardo Street, Anthony, Texas, 79821. I was told by Francesca that due to limited working hours and days of the inspector, it would take 2 days to complete. Okay, that's 48 hours. There's already a huge, and this is just me venting, but I'm still going to read it. This is already a huge inconvenience to deal with a business that is impacted by time constraints, especially when we have inclement weather like we've had this week. We were then cited a few minutes later due to the permit not being present. Again, this is on Monday the 15th. Understandable, this was on us to pull the permit beforehand. No question there on the first citation, that's our fault. Accept. I contacted Inspector Ron Roth soon after. I then pleaded my case and he was very helpful. He agreed to approve the permit the same day, Monday the 15th afternoon, once he got in, because just so everybody's on the same page, the Inspector Ron Roth only works Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays afternoons for like a couple of hours at the end of the day. That's all his operating. He's now there Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, okay? So just so everybody's understanding. Tuesday, August 16th, Ivan Renteria contacts the office and is told permit is not approved. I then head over to the office around 11, and meaning to the town of Anthony, to inquire about the permit that Ron had agreed to be approved. When I arrive, I speak to Valerie Armendariz, who is very rude and annoyed by my presence. I ask her that I'm looking to pay for a permit that Ron said he approved. She then gets very upset and says, and I quote, "If this has anything to do with permits, I don't want to hear it. We are busy with water payments and invoices, and I can't look into that." So just so everybody knows, apparently the front office also handles the water payments for the water company. So at this point, I politely mentioned that I understand, but I spoke to Ron about this. She then motions me, so she's like, points, to grab one of her business cards, which I did, and email her about the permit, because again, she is incapable of looking into it at the time. All this with a terrible attitude, mind you. I emailed her as she asked soon after and got no response. I didn't hear from her Wednesday either by email or phone call either. The employees did not work this day due to rain either. So it rained on Wednesday. Today, Thursday, August 18th, Lalo, in this case, the employee that Officer Ochoa mentioned, attempts to pay for the permit once again, but is greeted again by a rude staff at the office unwilling to help. He then calls me stating they were unable to help him. I then thankfully get a call from the code enforcer, Officer Ochoa, to explain the situation. I explained to him that we've been trying to get the permit all week, but can't get past the wall in the front office. I mentioned that it is very unfair that enforcing is running at 100%, but permitting is only running at 10%, if that. We finally discovered that Ron did indeed approve the permit since Monday afternoon. Francesca reviewed it, but Valerie, in charge of invoicing, failed to notify anyone or process anything. I was then cited personally again today as required by law. However, this is completely unacceptable that we have to go through hoops to get a single permit because Valerie is on her high horse and unwilling to help at all. I understand Anthony is a small town and does not have the resources that perhaps El Paso City does. However, it is not our fault that our people are working limited days and limited hours, and to top it all off, we are met with rude people. Please attempt to place a better system that can help both the town make money and revenue as well as the contractors. If you have any questions, please let me know. I am also forwarding the email that went unanswered by Valerie. And then I also forward Officer Ochoa the email that I sent to Valerie on Monday that went unresponded. The reason why I'm here, Honor and Mr. Palomares, is because we're trying, I understand again, the first time that we got cited on Monday, yes, we pulled a permit, but yes, obviously it takes a few days for it to be. So that I completely accept on the citation to Mr. Renteria on Monday. However, the reason why I'm here is because we're trying to do things right. And we are not getting any support from the town of Anthony, and which is why Officer Ochoa instructed me to come to this meeting and to also write him the email, so to see if we can see some traction and some changes, because it's not fair that again, we're trying to do the right things, but the right things can only be done at 10% capacity, yet the enforcement and the fines and all this is at 100%. It seems a little unfair to me. I don't know if you guys agree, but that's the reason why I'm here.
Okay. Is that all you have to say for right now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Unless we can bring in, like I said, Inspector Ron Roth, Francesca, and Valerie into the call.
Okay. Mr. Palomares, the state, any questions of Mr. Hall?
No questions. Well, maybe just a clarification from Mr. Hall.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Hall, this citation that we're here for right now, this is the one that wasn't, you said there was a prior one.
Yes, sir.
Right, where you all were started work without a permit. And then this one occurred subsequent to that, while after you were informed by Inspector Roth that he was going to approve the permit. Is that correct?
That is correct, sir.
Judge, given what I've heard on the testimony from Mr. Hall, I'm gonna make a motion to dismiss prosecutorial discretion in this case, given the facts. So I mean, I'm not gonna have to. I don't feel like to leave it to the court to make this decision, since what I heard from him suffices. Now, Judge, if I may address something with Mr. Hall.
Yes.
With your permission.
Yes.
Mr. Hall, unfortunately, this deals with the citation, and maybe on something like this, Officer Ochoa, maybe if you and Mr. Hall could maybe bring it to my attention prior to trial, that way we don't have to come and have to come to and bring it and have a trial on it. You see what I'm saying? I think, had I heard some of these facts before, and I'm assuming these facts are true. Is that correct, Officer Ochoa?
Correct. Yes, sir.
That then I would have dismissed it prior to trial on it based on those facts. Because I mean, I agree with you. You shouldn't have to be held up on if especially if you've been informed that a permit should have already been had already been approved. Okay, so all I can do is apologize on the town's behalf, Mr. Hall, for this inconvenience. But as I mentioned to you earlier, is unfortunately here we're dealing with the citation, not necessarily with some of those administrative matters that you have to follow through the administration. Okay, you get informed through there on how to address that. I will nonetheless relay your concerns. Okay, so we can hopefully get that corrected, And as you noted earlier, I mean, this is a small town, okay, with not the resources that the town would hope to have as in comparison to, you know, the city of El Paso, which obviously it sounds like you do a lot of work in the city of El Paso. We do not want to, we do not want to discourage, you all to do business in the town of Anthony. So in a way, thank you for bringing this up. But please understand that it's unfortunately, given the lack of resources, these things could happen, and it's not intentional in any way. I'm sure the staff and everyone that was addressing it may, as you're probably aware, I'm sure you've been in that same situation where you're stressed and you got a lot of work on top of you, and sometimes you may not be on your, in terms of your interaction with people, may not be where it normally is, given that point in time where you're at. So again, that may possibly have been the case here, and if so, I hope you would understand that it's not anything intentional. It's just unfortunately the lack of resources, and then, as you're well aware, given the COVID situation and given the situation with everybody not finding people to work and stay in those jobs, as you know, is difficult. So
yes,
all that
I understand. No, I completely understand. Thank you for the apology. And like I said, we're reasonable people, right? If you tell, like I said, the first one, yes, that's our end. And if it's our responsibility, I'm first to accept our bad. But like, I just want, transparency, and be like, hey, if you tell me it's going to take a month, well, then just tell me it's going to take a month, and then we'll go like that, but don't tell me it's going to take a couple of days. Then it doesn't happen because of some administrative work. And then now I get cited again. Now I have to spend time here with you guys, which are lovely people, but I have work to do, so, but no, I thank you for your time. And Judge, good luck on the election. I see your ads and banners everywhere. So good luck on that. And if I may be dismissed, thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good day.
And again, Mr. Hall, we apologize for the inconvenience, all right? Okay.
Yes.
Have a great day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
And Judge,
Okay,
I believe
is that
that's everything for Officer Ochoa. May he be excused.
Yes, you may. Thank you so much. I appreciate your service. Okay.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you, Officer Ochoa. Be safe out there.
Bye-bye. Okay.